In this video, marvel at my skills in voiceovery because my microphone failed. Here I am at Cambrian Classics Limited to fit some parts to Betty. We've got an extension housing seal and bush to go at the back of the gearbox, and we've also got some dampers to go on the back, and these are from Pedders, sold in the UK by Ozpart, who is the UK Pedders supplier. So these came all the way from Australia, and hopefully will improve the ride. This car is a bit skittish at the back, and look at their sports, so they're a funky red colour. How cool is that? So without further ado, we're going to get on and try and fit them. So Timmy's ready for stage number 1.
Yeah, got the long spanners because these are really tight.
Well, I don't know who did them up last.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be you, because we replaced this seal because that was leaking.
Yeah, it's nice and dry though. That repair's held because it's it's nice and dry, the diff now. So
yep, still a bit of natural rust proofing from where the leak was.
Yeah, where it was before. It's all kind of still a bit goopy up there, but
yeah, that'll stop it rusting.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
But at the front, the slightly bigger issue is this is where the bushing is in here. So there's a seal, but can you hear that bit of play?
The seal here, it can't take up the amount of gap there because there's like a bronze lined bushing in the tail housing, a bit like a Type 9. Take all of this off, all the cross member off, and then the tail house, separate the tail housing from the back of the gearbox. Yeah, you can use a puller, but you've got to have the right sort of a puller. Yeah. Funny enough, you don't work on many Australian Fords. This is a bit new for me, anyway.
Yeah.
So, is this pre-1980?
No.
Normally the rule.
Very much not. Unfortunately, we have got quite a bit of surface rust going on, so over the summer, going to have to do more rust protection on poor Betty, I think. Keep her going. I should probably do a bit of an introduction for those who don't know. This is Betty, my Ford AU Fairmont, which was built in Australia, lived in New Zealand all its life until I drove it around New Zealand, decided I quite liked it, and I bought it all the way back here to the UK. We did 8,000 miles driving around New Zealand, and we've now done over 40,000 kilometres driving around the UK. And slightly the Netherlands. We've been on a few adventures together. It is quite unlike anything else I've ever owned. We've still got a live axle at the back because they wanted them nice and beefy for towing, because Aussies like dragging stuff all over the place. And generally it's very robust, not much shared with any European or American Fords at all. Ford very much went their own way. Assessed European and American Fords. They briefly sold the Taurus in Australia, but they didn't like it. They were like, no, we'll make our own cars, please. Which they did until 2016. So the transmission itself is a BTR 4-speed with torque converter lockup. But BTR was originally the Australian arm of Borg Warner. So in first gear, it whines like a 60s Jag, which I find very endearing. But yeah, nice solid gearbox, and silky smooth as well. So things are gradually being dismantled. This is the Speedometer Drive. If you'll focus on it, hello. There we go. So that converts a mechanical into an electric for the speedometer. So the seal is just there, and the bushing is within, but unless you've got the special puller, which we haven't, obviously, you need to get this whole extension housing off so you can push the bearing out. I wonder what that number means.
Gearbox number.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, now we're leaking.
I'd say we've broken the seal.
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh, it's dropped as well.
Yeah, we've got a new seal to go on it, thankfully.
Well, I think this seal's been weeping looking at all the goo on the gearbox.
Of course, ideally you would drain the transmission fluid first, but there is no drain. And having battled for a very long time to get this sump stuck in place, that was when we went to the other Australian Ford specialist here. What was that?
Exactly what I was wondering. It wasn't the bolt.
Oh, okay.
For a moment of alarm. There it is.
But yeah, Kitch managed to fix that leak. We don't want to disturb that, so we'll empty out what empties out during the job. There we go. Can we see it? There's our bush.
There's the bushing in the end.
Yeah, a lot easier to knock out from this end.
Oh yeah, once the seal's out of the way.
Yeah. Well, we're pretty sure the drop thing was just a bolt, so we think we've got it. But yeah, good job we got a new one of those seals. Scraping mud and debris out of here. Some of this mud has probably come from when I traversed the Forgotten World Highway in New Zealand. It was all a gravel road back then. They've actually since sealed the surface, the whole length, but yeah, Betty did the Forgotten World Highway when it was still gravel. We did plenty of other gravel roads as well as we went around the South Island between Dunedin and Invercargill. That was quite extraordinary. So why are we cleaning it up? Starting with a very abrasive.
Yeah. This is one grit.
Yeah.
It just we want to make sure we'll get it nice and clean, put it in the parts washer, do all of that before we try and push interference fit bearings in and out. You know, it's easier to work with clean things.
Yeah.
And this is, you know, from taking it off. Even before I put my disgusting fingers in it, little bits of dirt will have got in there and it's stuck in the oil, and you know, it's got to go back spotlessly clean because it's an automatic.
And this is why I come to people like Tim, because I would not be doing this job properly.
I'm sure you could scrape with the pry bar.
Well, yeah, but you know what I'm like, I just go, that'll do. But it's not really how your philosophy works.
No.
Sorry, we're just covering this unsexy part of working on cars, just because this is a parts cleaner. This is what the inside one looks like, apparently. And mine has become a table.
Yeah, this often becomes a table.
It's just so tempting, isn't it?
It's right there. Do it all the time, but try not to.
By the way, sneaky peek of Tim's new car out there. Ooh, not the one under the cover. Hope to do a video on that at some point. I think you're just ironing out a few wrinkles.
Yeah, it's as with any car that I buy, it always needs a little bit of work. Even though I bought it from a dealer, it was very good. It still needs some work.
Whereas I buy cars that need lots of work.
Well, I made a promise this time that I wasn't going to buy too much of a project because I don't have time.
Yeah, I keep saying that, and then we ended up with a Smart.
Yeah.
Whoops. All right, nice and clean.
Yeah, I've got the worst of it off. So I've got a seal puller, which hooks underneath the seal, rather than trying to... So yeah, that'll just hook underneath. It's been there a while.
335,000 kilometres to be exact.
Yeah.
Assuming no one's changed it before.
Here we go.
Aha. Hey! That is a handy bit of kit.
Yeah, normally works quicker than that, but it stops you from damaging this where the seal sits. I've seen plenty of them leak between the seal and the casing.
Yeah.
Where people have been brutal before with chisels and screwdrivers and stuff. So.
People like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we put the new bushing in, you've got to be careful. There's a hole that lines up with a slot there, presumably for oil feed. Yeah, there's an oil drip rail which will catch the oil being spun off the shaft.
Yeah.
So the oil will bead down that, and then that drops it into the middle to lubricate the bushing.
Nice. I was wondering.
Yeah.
All right. Next thing.
And then there's a little hole under there. Then, so any oil that does bypass that sits behind the seal can drain back past the bushing, back into the bottom of the case.
I think these things through.
Engineering.
Right, how do we get the bush out? Please tell me a hammer's involved.
There's two ways to do it. There's a nice way and a not very nice way.
Okay.
We can try and find a suitable thing to knock it through. Depends how tight it is. Oh, that'll be the business phone. Or you can make a very precise cut along where that drain channel is, which will just release the tension and push it out then.
Right here. I love coming here because you never know quite what you're going to find. Instructions for the upkeep and management of the 2-litre 6-cylinder Rover car.
Yeah, we've got a customer with a 1932 Rover. He's bought his carburetor in for overhaul. It's here in bits.
Wow.
Yeah, this is all 30s carburetor.
You never know what's hiding out in the hills. What a beautiful little booklet.
That's the trick.
Aha, she's on her way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely started to come.
It wasn't hard enough in the vise.
Here it comes. Ta-da!
Bingo!
Here it is.
Yeah.
We've got the numbers on it.
It says 20 AU01.
Well, there we go. Yeah.
2001, I'd guess.
Presumably, AU obviously been the type.
So well, say that's the original bushing.
It's done well. But now we have a new one. There we go. Will it fit nicely on the prop shaft? Well, it's not a loose fit.
No, it's not. Yeah, once it gets to the slightly more worn section it's been riding on.
Well, just a little bit of
There needs to be a little bit for the film, the oil film to sit in. We'll see what it's like when it's on, but I'm going to say that's going to be significantly better.
Let's hope so. And now new seal.
You don't want to drive these in all the way because there needs to be a gap behind the seal for the oil to return in the drain. I've seen it before where these get hammered in all the way. Not on this car, but cars generally, and then there's no room for the oil to drain back. So we'll look in a second once it's all the way in, but just do it up to the edge so it's flush all the way around. Right.
So don't do it as far as it'll go.
No, exactly. So you just kind of run your thumb round so you get it. It's the low-tech way to do it. There are sealed drivers and all sorts. So you see there's a gap behind the seal, so any oil that runs through can gather in the channel behind the seal, and then there's that return hole that we saw that allows it to drain back into the gearbox. So the seal is only wiping off what's on the shaft rather than trying to hold the pool of oil from behind. You know.
Got you. We are finding other issues like that should be a little bit easier to turn than that. That won't be helping fuel consumption. And discs seem to be getting quite the wear lip on them. Marvellous. And oil appears to be leaking from somewhere. I don't know if it's oil or power steering fluid. It's been quite mucky up by the alternator. Ugh. Prop shaft reinstalled. And how's it feeling? Oh wow.
So much better.
Very different.
Seal's got a chance of doing this thing now.
Yeah. Now what we've got to do is top the transmission up. Do job 2, which is replacing these shock absorbers. I'm intrigued. I've never replaced them on a car with this style of suspension before.
Nor me.
So the inner mountings are hiding in here. The AU having a very practical folding rear seat arrangement. It certainly makes this job easier. Now these dampers cost £188, which included import and taxes and everything else. Are they putting up a fight?
No, I got the top mount off this side. I'm trying to get the bolt out the bottom.
Aha! We have old shock.
Yeah, that by leaving the wheel on the ground, it had some. Does work.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's still got some resistance going on, huh?
Try the other one. See what the other one's like.
Yeah. Out with the second one. Oh.
Yeah, it's still got some resistance, but it's definitely softer than the other one.
Yeah.
It's got better rebound.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine that with a weight of this lump on top of it.
Wow, and then when you're towing as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my suspicion, but it was near side, just in the way the car feels. It just feels way too floaty on this side.
Some of the bump stop left.
Yeah, that's had a hard life, isn't it? Well, look at that. Sport suspension, yo. Interesting to see whether these take any of the sag out the back end. She has been a bit soft of bottom of late, poor Betty. I suppose it happens.
Happens with age.
Yes, as the lady gets older. Good job, Miss Hubnut's not here. I'll be getting in a lot of trouble by now.
There'll be some spanners getting thrown at you by now.
Yep. There we go. Timmy's just torquing up the wheel nuts. We've had the front brakes apart and pushed the pistons back a few times, lubed up what needs lubing, and things seem slightly better on the braking front, but the real difference is at the back. So for a start, she seems to be sitting much more level than she has been of late. Nice bit of wheel arch gap going on. But attempting a bounce test. Oh, she farm.
Wow. It was like that before.
Yeah.
Shame we didn't film it.
We should have done.
But that's good. That'd be so much better.
Yeah. So look forward to going for a test drive. Here we are on the test drive. We've got some nice typical Welsh lanes. They don't tend to be the smoothest. But yeah, this is a car transformed. There were some knocks and rattles from the back end that are just gone now, and it's hard to think that it was just a pair of dampers that were responsible. That is a very smoky Zafira. Wow.
See the remnants.
Yeah. But yeah, what a difference. It feels a bit firmer. Oh, that's smelling very bad. Oh, jeepers, like two-stroke. I think that was burning a lot of oil. Yeah, where was I? Yeah, it's firmer, but it's the body control that is the big change. It feels so much better. I was kind of not trusting the rear end because it just felt a bit loose and, you know, not skiddy loose, but there was a resonance going through if you hit a bump mid-bend that just seemed to unsettle the whole car. And that is gone. I'm pretty sure there's a noise from the transmission that's gone as well, because we got that little bit of play so the prop shaft could just move around a bit, and that seems to have gone as well. And the brakes feel better as well. This is the beauty of taking your car to someone like Tim. It's all the other little things they pick up on, so that when you get back in your car, it just feels so much better than when you went in. And this is why it's so important to support people like Tim. And we should perhaps do a bit more of it. I'm not sure how much he wants to work on my shunky old cars, but yeah, we have other people over the garages we like as well. One of whom currently has Shemmy, which should be back with us tomorrow at the time of recording. But yeah, this feels so much better. I was a bit scared of driving this car on roads like this especially. And yeah, it's
Which
lovely.
is unfortunate, as all the roads are like this around here.
Yeah, so huge thanks to Pedders here in the UK, or Oz Parts, because we had a good discussion about what sort of dampers I should fit, whether to go completely stock or for something a bit more sporty, which we have done. And it's not sporty because I want to have something that handles like a Mini. An AU is never going to do that, but I just wanted something that had more control and just felt much more stable, and that would appear to be mission accomplished. So now let's go back to the workshop where I've already recorded the outro. So there we go, a car transformed. So huge thanks to Tim. I haven't had the test drive yet. I'm filming this before it, but that's sod's law. But yeah, huge thanks. It's been a useful session. Carried out a good amount of improvement works to good old Betty. We got a to-do list. When you come to see Tim, there's always a to-do list. But
So that you know.
But yeah, poor Betty has been quite neglected, to be honest. We've just been using her so extensively and not quite keeping up with the servicing. So yeah, things get found. But yeah, thank you very much.
No problem.
And yeah, we'll see you in a future video. Farewell.